Ladies and gentlemen, is there a correction coming for Bitcoin right now where we stand at $91,200? First of all, if we zoom out, if we take a look on the weekly time frame, we're clearly way overextended at the moment in terms of weekly candles, daily candles, and one way to measure this type of extension is using Bollinger Bands. Simple as that. If you take a look at the Bollinger Bands, we're staying at the top of them for extended period of time. Okay, so it's a very similar thing as to, let's say down here, you get overextended, move to the downside, you retrace some point and you come back down. We can be in a possible scenario at the moment. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that this is like a top or something, but I just want to make you guys aware of what potentially can happen. Now, obviously, in terms of price action, let's figure out how did we come up here. Okay, so we did have a slow grind into the range highs at 76.77. Okay, big impulse, another slow grind, another impulse. This is obviously very bullish price action. Okay, now over here within this section over here, this is looking a bit like distribution, even though we're building hollows. Okay, I did have a long from here, which I did close here. At the moment I have no long position on Bitcoin, and I am looking for a short. Now if we take a look at the levels, if we take a look at the weekly profile, previous week point of control is coming at 76,500, so this is gonna be a nice support if we do come that low. Obviously this is in confluence with the OT, so low to high OT is coming into this section. Now this is the first level which I'm gonna be, that's not the first one, this is the main level which has to be defended for this uptrend to continue. And overall, if we zoom outside of these lower time frames, you can be on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, so on the 4-hour time frame, this is the way the chart looks: low, high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. Actually, at the moment you're building that high, high, because this is just internals. So in terms of market structure, this is your low, this is your high, and at the moment you're into extreme premium because you're building this high, and you have to wait for the retrace to put in a high low and then continue to the uptrend. In terms of levels, what are the levels which I'm looking for and why this looks like a distribution to me? I'm gonna explain it very simply with the TPO chart. Now if you take a look on the 30-minute time frame, if you take a look at how value is building up for the past 3 days, so bounce, bounce, bounce. Overall, by bounce I mean that the opening is into previous day value. This is what balance means, and if you have an imbalance, means that you're opening outside of value. You're gonna continue with this trend. So as an example, so you see here, you create an imbalance, you have a move down, and you create a vice versa thing. So here you have another imbalance, so this is the bullish scenario. Now you do have like bounce, 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 then you do create another imbalance and you start trending to the upside. However, at the moment, the current price action is constructing balance, and when you have distribution, one way to see distribution is not only with, let's say, price action. You can use the TPO chart, because in distributional patterns you're gonna have attempts to break out, such as this one over here, attempts to break out, and you're gonna come back in. So if this is a distribution, if this is the place where it's been distributing, one way to confirm is that you need to have lots of buys. If the market makers are selling, they need to have lots of people that take the other side of the trade. One way to confirm it, if you take a look at the order flow, they induce people to be extra bullish on this move up. You see this increase in the openings, you see these spikes in the relative volume, and over here you see these spikes in the delta. If you take a look on the 4-hour time frame, this is a huge spike in the delta. Big spikes on the way up, they got tested. Also the weekly view up here got tested. Then you had that move up with this big spike, but look, it's only one candle. So yes, this is what I mean by using TPO and volume to confirm some kind of distribution. So yes, this is likely to be, but not necessary. It's just speculation at the moment. So yeah, be aware of that. In terms of TPO, if you take a look at some single prints, So the first area which I am personally monitoring for if this is a correction is gonna be this single print at $83,000, and if you add some confluence to that, look at the anchored view up from the Trump inception. So it's coming into this area as well. If you take a look at the anchored view up from here to here, it's coming into that exact level. Now, if you do lose $83,000, another confluence which we can use from this low to that high, you see the OT is here as well. So this is a very good zone in my personal opinion, which you have to be looking for, okay? And if you do lose this zone, well, you're gonna come down into this 76. So these are the only levels which I'm personally interested, 83 or 76, and the way to play it out is look for a higher low, look for price to come down, put the higher low, and then continue moving to the upside. Okay, it is very simple, and this is good probability play in my opinion. So the corrections and levels are these. Well, of course, you're gonna get very, very bearish, and it's gonna get very ugly if you lose 76, 75. If you do lose this, then simply you're gonna come back into previous range. You don't want to be playing that. At the moment, you do have momentum to the upside. You want to maintain that, but you need, for price to continue to the upside, you need to trap some people, because at the moment it's getting a bit exhausted, judging by the TPO chart. That's what I said by the distribution. Now, of course, distribution doesn't always mean that that's a top and that's it. It means that you have the markup, you have the distribution, you're looking for a new range to form so you can reaccumulate and then continue with the markup. It can be as simple as that, you know. So in my personal opinion, I suggest if you have any longs, you book profits. I did have a long position on Pepe, which I did build from here. I made 2x. It's been shared into Discord very publicly and very open. I added it into the credibility because it's a good trade. I made 25k. This is my profits on Pepe. I entered at, I don't know if you can see it here, yeah, 101, and pretty much I closed most of it at this level, just because I want to protect my profits. I'm not some moon boy. I'm very realistic with the things that I do, or at least I try to be. Another thing which we can look at is the quarterly view up. So the quarterly view up is coming way lower at 74, and by extension also, if you take a look during all this time, the outer bands of the quarterly view up, you just banked outside of them, and they have been supported. So overall, if you do have like some kind of acceptance into them, by theory you're gonna look at the quarterly view up. So that's why I said it's you have to be careful with this section. So let me just copy that image, just come in here. I just want to post it quickly here in the Discord. Okay, I believe this is the update. If you have any questions, just ask me down in the chat. I'll be more than open to speak. And yeah, thank you for watching this.